Recently, I had given a talk on empathetic leadership and had a very interesting question-answer session. It got me doing an exercise post the event to understand the main concerns of these leaders who had problems with empathetic leadership. For that, I grouped the different questions the audience had asked. One of the concerns that stood out against showing empathy was fear. And there were questions like, at times, being empathetic with others lead people to assume that you can be taken for granted. They start overstepping you when you show empathy. If we are more empathetic, staff will think in a different way as if we are not strong. And many more such questions to the same tune. The problem is most managers want to be seen as a strong leader, and that's absolutely fine. And in doing that, they try to present an image of being tough and confusing between being decisive with being compassionate. The one fundamental belief they miss out is that if you want to be an effective leader, you have to capture the hearts and minds of people. Most employees, including us, addressed people above us in the corporate hierarchy as a boss. And when we say a boss, what is the kind of image that comes up in our minds? It's of a person sitting behind a large desk with a commanding presence, with a serious expression, symbolizing authority and responsibility. Most picture him as someone with a furrowed brow, judging or issuing orders. Or might be a picture with a critical, disapproving gaze, already questioning or evaluating. Very rarely does an image of an approachable, smiling, and pleasant individual come up who listens and offers encouragement. What I have seen is when I've asked managers, why are you doing this extra effort to installing a degree of fear in your teams when they are already fearful of you? This is usually met with surprise and resistance. What do you mean? I scare my people? No way.
Back to work! Formula break is over. We're in a crisis here. Don't you know we're in a crisis here?
Who's that?
That is my boss.
But that is a fact. This is a fact. Absolutely no manager thinks they lead with fear. But unconsciously, they are by their words and deeds doing so. At least 1/3 of the managers use fear in some way or the other in their leadership approach. And most are unaware that they are doing it. The problem is compounded as there is no one below who will tell the emperor that he has no clothes. We know no manager literally stands with a whip or a sword in his hand and issues threats to generate this fear. Yet, by the very nature of the position one occupies in a company, creates a sense of fear in the people working below them. But still, managers unintentionally put their people in a constant state of anxiety. They do it by the commands they make, the words they use. Like, if we don't hit our goals this month, I don't know if I can protect you guys. If you're on the wrong side of the Excel sheet, it's thank you. We need to achieve our goals, no questions asked. If you guys are feeling extra pressure, it is your problem. Further, fear-based managers focus more on finding faults than on praising the achievements made by their team.
You're fired!
Oh no!
You're all fired! The pet conviction is in 2 days. If he doesn't come up with answers, he's fired! Retired! Gone!
They're always looking for someone to blame every time there is a problem. Thus, fear-based leaders are not able to show empathy. That is required to establish a level for personal connection necessary to be meaningful to their people and their lives. I still remember the gems of wisdom I got when I reported to my air officer commanding before taking over as the commanding officer of a unit. He welcomed me and said, "Congratulations, Isaac, on being appointed as the commanding officer of this prestigious establishment. It's going to be a great experience for you. Remember, there is no formal training given to any officer on how to function as a commanding officer. But remember, your job as a commanding officer is not to give commands, but to command the respect of the people below you, as you are accountable for their safety, discipline, and performance. The role is a position of authority, but responsibility is much more greater. Indeed, great words of wisdom. Research by Glassdoor found that while 81% of employees say they are motivated to work harder when their boss shows appreciation for their work, by contrast, only 38% reported working harder when their boss was demanding, and just 37% say they worked hard when they found that they had chances of losing their job. That's because the heart of fear is doubt. And when employees keep wondering, will I be in trouble? Will I get yelled at? Will I be fired? This constant uncertainty kills motivation, and not to mention innovation. You can forget it. The fact is, people aren't going to give their all unless we as leaders once for all drop the fear-based tactics of yesteryears and display more empathetic behavior. That is, being transparent, being vulnerable, listening to employees, admitting mistakes, and act in the team's best interest. Developing empathetic leadership is about helping others to grow, and sharing credit is about defining the team's cornerstone values and insisting one and all aligns to it. This will help capturing the hearts and minds of people. That is what is being an empathetic leader all about. Follow it, and it will help you deliver performance beyond expectation. More about the fears of showing empathy next week. Till then, in case you found value, do like, subscribe, and take care. Jai Hind.